So, John, we're just under 1 month away from the final season of Andor, the final season, the second season, but they billed it as the final season. This is the official trailer, which is dropped today. And it's a very short trailer, John. I don't know if we just became too accustomed to Indian film trailers.
3 minute long trailers.
1:22 for an official trailer. That's pretty short, isn't it?
I'm glad though. That's a good thing. When you've got a potential season of this magnitude, for me, Rogue One is one of the greatest outputs in terms of Star Wars. Certainly the best of Disney's era. But I think it genuinely goes toe-to-toe with the top 3-4 films. For me, obviously, Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope, Return of the Jedi, and then Revenge of the Sith. Yeah. Rogue One's in those conversations in terms of how important it is, how well it blends into the original trilogy. And of course, Andor is blending into Rogue One. So you've got the magnitude of this season, what they're going to lay down in terms of connectivity into Rogue One. I don't want them giving everything away in a trailer a month before the season's set to drop. Yeah. Leave us wanting more. Give us enough. We've seen enough already, in truth. We've seen Krennic, we've seen all of these weird and wondrous sort of avenues are going to go down with this season. And I don't want it to be seen too much. So that's fine by me. 1 minute and 22 seconds. I'm quite happy with that.
I'm the same. I don't want to see too much because we know where it's going, we know where it ends up. And really, everything in between, you want to keep as much as a surprise as possible. So 1 minute, 22 seconds is enough. Yeah. And I think even if they didn't even bother with us and we had just got that teaser, last month or whenever it was, that would have been enough as well. Because I'm psyched for this, John. As much as we've talked about on our news shows about Star Wars content, this is the one thing I think everyone can agree on is probably the best web series so far from Lucasfilm.
Absolutely. It definitely is. And it's the characters, it's the writing, it's the dialogue. It's seeing Star Wars in a different light, the galaxy, like it's never been seen before. Multiple levels of rebellion. When is enough, essentially enough, in terms of tyranny and dictatorship, and how the noble class, the bureaucracy, and the workers, and sort of military on the ground, how they can all rebel against this great evil. That's what we're exploring in this TV show, and it's something we've never seen before with this calibre of acting. You could argue Stellan Skarsgård, Ben Mendelsohn, guys of that ilk are better than, no offence, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher. I mean, the leading trio, Harrison Ford aside, not outstanding actors by any means. And Mark's went on to have a distinguished sort of voice acting career. Carrie also went on to be a sort of ghostwriter or a fixer of scripts. I can't remember the actual name.
Script doctor.
Yeah. They had distinguished careers, and also they were great in Star Wars, but Ben Mendelsohn, Stellan Skarsgård, to name just two, Andy Serkis, those guys are magnitudes above Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher in terms of acting. So we've not seen Star Wars getting acted this well before, I would argue. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm buzzing. I loved the first season. It was slow burn. They can't get away with that in this season. No. You can't have 3-4 episodes where they stay on one planet. Thankfully, that ain't going to happen, I don't think. It's balls to the wall, expedited, 3-4 years within 8 episodes or something. So they have to get moving from the very get-go. But speaking of get moving, Stephen, from the get-go, shall we get right into this? I've got the screen primed, ready to rock and roll. We'll do a 3 count so you can actually hear what you're seeing. And a 3, and a 2, and a 1, play.
I came with you to be part of something. The Empire cannot win. It's a different kind of mission.
Boris Whittaker. Fantastic actor.
If it goes up in flames, it will burn very brightly.
But if I'm giving up everything, I want to win. We have to. We must stand together. We will be crushed.
Resistance is absurd.
It's a weapon. They're building a weapon. The monster will come for us all.
Revolution is not for the saying. You're right here, and you're ready to fight.
There's a future here
for those who dare. Welcome to the rebellion.
Very cool. Yeah, it looks fucking epic. It really does. There's no two ways about it. The characters that we've grown and to love in season 1 are all there. We've brought back Krennic. We've got a couple of other potential new faces in there, just supplementing what we had already. K2SO is going to come back, Alan Tudyk. It's just a brilliant cast, Steve, and the writing has been superb. I really just hope they can build on season 1 and deliver and stick the landing in season 2. That's going to be the absolute key.
Yeah, and a lot of footage there we'd already seen from the teaser as well. And I'll be honest with you, there was nothing there that really surprised me. And this is the thing we get back to, prior to watching the trailer, was that we knew what to expect, and we know where it's building to. So there's not anything surprising in terms of any twists or turns or anything like that. And it sounds like I'd not enjoyed that trailer, but I did. And seeing Ben Mendelsohn, it looks like it's not de-aged him in any way. He looks older than he does prior to Rogue One, but I think it's the same thing they did with Hayden Christensen in the Obi-Wan series. They just didn't bother de-aging him because it can be quite distracting.
Yeah, it does. It becomes,
And you lose a performance, and you don't want to do that with an actor like Ben Mendelsohn, so just leave him be. And they've done that. It's all about presence, it's all about delivery with actors like that, and you saw that in both Skarsgård and Mendelsohn. And I'm just looking forward to it.
Steve, in the film. I mean, you've seen it with Delroy Lindo. He was playing a younger version, but he was older, and the older guys were older. And that worked in that context because it was almost flashbacks, and they were getting PTSD, going back to where they were. And
it was all about performance, that's why.
It's about performance, though. You don't worry about de-aging, you just worry about delivering the performance. And look, no one's giving a shit if he's got a couple of extra wrinkles, as long as the performance is there and he brings that presence, because he was unnerving. He became a bit of a joke at the end of Rogue One with the sort of begging and down kissing the boots of Vader, trying to get him to side with him, obviously over Tarkin. But throughout that, he was quite a brilliant villain. Just
he was
completely cutthroat and full of ambition and sociopathic. And also with the cape and the cleanness of his sort of suit. There's some brilliant moments. That moment he fires down in Jeddah and you see the shockwaves and he's just sitting there watching it triumphantly. It's fucking great. It's a great character. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in this.
I mean, the Death Star's going to play a large part in the narrative, John, and they committed to that obviously at the very end of season 1 with obviously the construction. That was the reveal, wasn't it, at the very end? And you see that in the narrative here as well. I can't remember the character's name, the girl. Can't remember off the top of my head.
Cassian's sort of ex-flame.
Yeah, sidekick,
Yeah. They didn't know though, didn't they? They didn't know it was the Death Star at the end. We knew. It was revealed that the parts they were working on.
Yeah, they didn't know in season 1, but
they'll find out in this.
Ones that they're building, they said that in the trailer there, that they're building a weapon, and it's all out there now, and I think that's what the focus will have to be now for the 8 episodes. As you said, they can't waste an episode just doing some character building, and we've done all that.
That's why it has to be perfect.
Yeah, and I think they will do it.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing Alan Tudyk back, obviously, K2SO. Fantastic
Those two
character.
were such a brilliant part of Rogue One, and obviously the heroic sacrifice in Rogue One. This is where you've got a bit of jeopardy. You could argue Cassian, who cares about Cassian? He's a minor character in Rogue One. It was all about Jyn Erso and Galen Erso and Krennic, and he was just a side player. But there's jeopardy in this TV show, and that so many people have connected with Rogue One. I've watched Rogue One more than any other Disney film. I've been back and watched it a good dozen times. It's a brilliant film for me, and it's down to obviously Tony Gilroy coming in and saving it. But you have the potential to ruin that film if you don't get the backstory of how K2SO and Cassian met and nail, the growth in their relationship in this second season. There's a potential you can spoil parts of Rogue One, just like there was a potential to spoil A New Hope with Rogue One when it came out. So they have to get it right. But I've got confidence they will, because season 1 was outstanding, man. There was some unbelievable moments in that. Some of Luthen's sort of speeches were just goosebump inducing. brilliant acting, best acting you've ever seen in Star Wars. It's ironic because the original trilogy is the gold standard for the franchise. But I'd argue the two best scenes ever acted in a Star Wars project are Mads Mikkelsen in Rogue One and Luthen, Stellan Skarsgård in that first season of Andor.
Yeah.
So that's the calibre of acting you're getting. So I think they will stick landing.
I've heard Mads Mikkelsen is coming back for a cameo near the very end. Whether that happens will obviously remain to be seen, but I don't think it's necessary. I think it's more fan service more than anything. I'm quite happy for them to keep Rogue One and Andor separate to an extent. You know, you've got the connecting characters and obviously Andor and Mon Mothma in there who connect the story anyway. K2SO. So there is enough, but if they want to put Mads in there, then fine. You know, it's just kind of cherry on top, really, isn't it?
Yep, absolutely. Love Mads, brilliant actor, and a good sort of advertisement for Denmark, isn't he? He's Danish. Did the Carlsberg adverts, didn't he, back in the day? Just a cool cat. But I digress. What's your thoughts on Andor, the official trailer? What's your thoughts on this final season coming up? Thoughts on the acting? On our reaction, anything you want to share or talk about, put it down below in the comments section. That is the place to put your thoughts. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to get notifications. And until the next time, all that's left to be said is thank you for watching. Bye bye.